You've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Nets will look to their home court advantage, just one game here in Brooklyn. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season. They were dominated last year, not a good matchup for them, going 1-3 in the season series.
And this, the first of 3 games these two teams will play against one another this season.
Yeah, you know, these are two rival teams that will see each other a fair amount this season. We'll see which team can tip it off with a win.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3 slot. And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, you know, he missed the first 2 games altogether with the foot injury and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez.
Now, here's Butler. Thaddeus Young missing his last shot. Right at the free throw line. The shot's good from Gasol.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Jack against Rose. Here's Bogdanovich. Back to Lopez. Shot from 12. Rebound by Butler.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Last outing for the Bulls, it was a loss to Cleveland.
Yeah, they just really struggled to put points on the board throughout that game. You could just see they were pressing, just couldn't get anything to go on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and guys, once they got spiraling downward, there seemed to be no way to get out of it. All their offense went to pot.
You have to love the newest stadium in the NBA here at Barclays. Very state-of-the-art, outstanding facility.
Yeah, the Nets have a nice home here. I bet they wish they were stronger here at home. Finished under 500 last season with a record of 19-22.
He's hit the ground running here in the first, putting together a nice quarter offensively.
Rose against Jack. Dunleavy kicks to Gibson. From deep three-point range. Good defensive work there by Young.
And you know, guys, that 19-22 record here in Brooklyn certainly a stain for the Nets. I mean, they would be the only team to make the playoffs in the NBA last year with a losing record at home.
Here's Rose after the basket by Brooklyn. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And looking now at some of the numbers for Brook Lopez. A very nice season for him last year. 11th in blocks and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And, you know, anytime you take it inside against him, you know it may be coming back the other way.
And the Nets making a change here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. Joakim Noah's checked in for the Bulls. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist. And with the Nets' struggles at home last season, they were simply outshot in this building. Also, they were the 2nd worst in rebound differential at home, meaning they got killed on the glass here.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. 46 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Jack dishes to Lopez. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Jack's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Dunleavy. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Noah, it's Chicago with another bucket.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Rose, that's good. Rose has got 7 points in the game.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Noah with the block. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's Chicago. They lead by 2. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement.
I mean, I think it's been noticeable just because this has been my decision, too. And
I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought, and it's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates. Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And, guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Nets. Thomas Robinson is out there with Henry Sims. Then it's Donald Sloan. And it's Kilpatrick in at shooting guard. Nets trail by 5.
And guys, what a strange rookie campaign for Dougie McBuckets. I mean, he entered the draft as a polished sharpshooter. The Bulls traded up in the first round to get him, and he ended up playing 9 minutes a game over the course of last season.
Timeout for the Bulls.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Brooks misses. The net shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Here's Sloan. Brooks covering. Gasol with the steal. And here comes Moore leading the fast break. Here's Brooks, finished off the break.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Portis, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Moore. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. The Bulls third.
Collectively, I mean, they had an amazing year at the free throw line. Sometimes free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everyone on their team had the hot hand.
And the second free throw, good.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
Nets trail by 3. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the second quarter. They get it back. And the dunk by Robinson.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls, Clark, had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, two-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball require.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including himself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
Here's Kilpatrick, defended by Butler. Can't get it to go, so the Bulls will take it the other way.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game.
Jack up on top. He's covered by Rose. 13 feet away. The shot misses. Here's Butler. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
2 shots. And so Butler nails both of them. Six seconds left here in the second. To the paint. Just 3 on the clock, and it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Young.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash.
And the first half comes to a conclusion.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output for both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Nice game. Great performance by Brook Lopez.
Yeah, how about that first half? He's already scored more points than he averages on the season.
Yeah, he's on pace for a monster game. It's too bad he can't score like this every night.
Tipping off the second half, here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3, the small forward.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Taking 2 shots.
And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time, Kevin.
Outside Jack. And stolen by Butler. Pass break, here we go. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
Nets trail by 4. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Lopez, a screen on Rose. And Jack kicks to Lopez. Gasol with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And it's Butler missing. Net shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. Pass to Bogdanovich. Here's Kilpatrick. He dishes it to Young. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Bulls, Portis is checked in for Gibson. Doug McDermott comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And Brooks subbed in for Rose. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
There's a screen by Robinson. Sloan shot is off.
It has not been an ideal start to the second half. They've missed 3 of their first 4.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for the Bulls. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Got that one up quick. And it's 6 points for Pau Gasol.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
Here's Sloan. That one off the back iron and out.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense. You know, one of the basic fundamentals in basketball is the ability to box out. He's got that down pat.
To the wing right side. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Portis.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Chicago. Mirotic comes in for Portis. Here's Sloan. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Sloan's got his first basket.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there. And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road, to illustrate how good they are on the road, last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
There's a screen by Robinson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Sloan's got 4 this quarter.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And finished off by Robinson.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Nets trail by 3.
They'll probably let the clock wind down here.
Right on. I mean, no need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter in this situation.
Here's Sloan. The dish to Lopez. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's Chicago leading by 3. And all right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Now Jack, you've got Young. Also Brook Lopez out there. Jarrett Jack is out there with Hollis Jefferson. And it's Kilpatrick in at the 2 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And Jack picks to Young. Misses from close range.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Rose against Jack. Kicks it to Young. Another miss by Young.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him. I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here. He shattered the backboard.
Boy, I love the great assist that time by Jack.
Mirotic passes to Dunleavy. The kick out to Rose. Here's Butler. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Butler's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Here's Lopez, and it's blocked by Mirotic. Inside, and here we go. The Bulls fast break. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Chicago.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Top of the key, Butler. From deep three-point range, that's good for Mirotic on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Cannot be happy with how things have gone during this run. I think it's a good decision to take a break.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he had to do something. They're getting buffaloed and beat up. He couldn't let that continue. He had to call the timeout there.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to listen in on what the Nets coach was going over with his team. He told them that they simply have to step up, saying if we don't make a move now, it's going to be too late. Give them everything you've got. Kevin?
Pass to Gasol. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 9. Both free throws good from Gasol.
Gasol doing all sorts of things. He has 8 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number is not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for them.
There's 1:54 left in the 4th quarter. Lopez inside. He's up against Gasol. Lopez, no luck.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Here's Kilpatrick, defended by Butler. And Jack, here we go. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
The Bulls leading by 10. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Bogdanovich is checked in for Hollis Jefferson. Timeout called, the Nets. They trail by 10. 1:25 left in the 4th quarter. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. And Jack kicks to Lopez. And he banks in the layup.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help this team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one. He just didn't get his hands up in time on that one. They weren't on the same page there.
Nets trail by 8. And Jack, here we go. Young. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Jack's got his 8th assist in the game.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Here's Rose. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7 for the Nets. This one not looking good. It's stolen by Rose. Passes it to Butler. It's Chicago with another bucket.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Bulls.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, remarkable team effort, Kevin. Everybody got involved, and that paid dividends.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so by winning the first of 3 in this season series, it should give them plenty of momentum and confidence for the next time they'll have to lace their sneakers up against the Nets.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Butler. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Gibson for 3. The shot is off. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it.
This game's finally gotten away from him.
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, there's not really much they can do at this point.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And it's Kilpatrick missing.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Nets call timeout.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're losing by 8. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, I think he's just trying to send his team a message, not willing to give up on this game just yet. Just trying to instill that fight in this group.
Yeah, hey, I'm all for giving messages and teaching lessons, and I respect that, but at some point, if it's over, it's over. I mean, you need to be looking at the next one. This one's done. Forget about it. Let's move on.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
Kevin, I sense that as well.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jimmy Butler. He had an outstanding fourth quarter where he really shined, pouring it on heavy down the stretch.
Well, when Butler's on the court, he's going to come at you in all sorts of ways. I mean, defensively, offensively, this guy could...
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.